California felt the ground move again. Recent earthquakes have rattled nerves. People are asking, is this the big one? The truth is, we don't know for sure. But we do know that living in California means living with earthquakes. These recent tremors, while unsettling, serve as a stark reminder. We need to be prepared. The San Andreas Fault, a giant crack in the Earth's crust, runs right through California. It's responsible for the state's shaky reputation. It's not a question of if the big one will hit, but when. Understanding the science behind earthquakes can help us prepare and stay safe. Let's delve into the science and learn more about this fascinating and potentially dangerous natural phenomenon. Imagine the Earth's surface like a giant puzzle. Each piece is called a tectonic plate. These plates are constantly moving, bumping, and grinding against each other. The San Andreas Fault is where two of these plates meet, the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate. These plates are not stationary. They move slowly, about the speed your fingernails grow. But this slow movement creates massive amounts of energy. When that energy is released suddenly, we feel it as an earthquake. The San Andreas Fault is over 800 miles long. It stretches deep into the Earth's crust. This fault is responsible for some of the most powerful earthquakes in recorded history. Californians are used to feeling the Earth move. Small earthquakes, barely noticeable tremors happen all the time. But recent activity has been more significant. Earthquakes measuring above a 4.0 on the Richter scale have been recorded. While not as powerful as the big one, these earthquakes are a reminder. The San Andreas Fault is active. It's constantly accumulating stress. This built-up energy has to go somewhere. The question is, when and how will it be released? These recent events have scientists paying close attention. They are analyzing data. They are looking for patterns that might indicate a larger event is on the horizon. Section 4. The Big One, a looming threat. The big one is a term used to describe a massive earthquake, one that has the potential to cause unprecedented destruction and chaos. This term is not just a casual reference. It signifies a seismic event of such magnitude that it could reshape the landscape and alter lives forever. It's one that scientists predict will occur along the San Andreas Fault, a major fault line that runs through California. This fault line is notorious for its seismic activity and has been the subject of extensive study and monitoring for decades. This earthquake is expected to be at least a magnitude 7.8 or higher. To put that into perspective, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake releases energy equivalent to approximately 32 megatons of TNT, making it one of the most powerful natural forces on Earth. A quake of this magnitude would be devastating. Buildings that are not up to modern seismic standards could collapse, leading to significant loss of life and property. The sheer force of the quake would reduce structures to rubble in a matter of seconds. It would cause widespread damage to buildings and infrastructure. Roads and bridges would be rendered impassable, complicating rescue and relief efforts. The disruption to essential services like water, electricity, and communication would exacerbate the crisis. The effects would be felt for hundreds of miles. Cities and towns far from the epicenter would experience significant shaking, leading to a ripple effect of destruction and chaos. The economic impact would be felt nationwide, if not globally. The potential for loss of life is very real. Emergency responders would be stretched to their limits, trying to save lives and provide medical care amidst the chaos. Evacuations would be chaotic, with people scrambling to find safety. Scientists use historical data and sophisticated models to understand the patterns and probabilities of such an event. They analyze past earthquakes, geological formations, and current seismic activity to make their predictions as accurate as possible. They try to predict when and where the big one might occur. This involves complex calculations and simulations, taking into account a myriad of variables that could influence the timing and location of the quake. While they can't pinpoint an exact date, they agree that it's a matter of when, not if. The inevitability of the big one looms over California, a constant reminder of the power and unpredictability of nature. Preparedness and resilience are our best defenses against this looming threat. Section 5. Predicting the unpredictable. The science behind the forecasts. Earthquakes are one of nature's most formidable and unpredictable phenomena. The sudden shaking of the ground can cause widespread devastation, and predicting these events has long been a challenge for scientists. Earthquakes are notoriously difficult to predict. The sudden and often violent nature of these events means that they can strike without warning, leaving little time for preparation or evacuation. Scientists use a variety of tools and techniques to try and predict when and where an earthquake might occur. These tools range from simple seismometers to complex computer models that simulate the behavior of the Earth's crust. They try to understand the behavior of the Earth's crust by studying geological formations and rock samples. By examining these samples, scientists can gain insights into the forces at work beneath the Earth's surface. They look for warning signs. Seismologists study seismic waves, which are the vibrations that travel through the Earth during an earthquake. These waves can provide valuable information about the size and location of an earthquake. These waves travel through the Earth during an earthquake, and by analyzing their patterns, scientists can learn a great deal about the event. For example, the speed and direction of the waves can reveal the earthquake's epicenter and magnitude. They analyze data from seismometers, which are instruments that measure the ground's movement. Seismometers are placed in strategic locations around the world to monitor seismic activity. These instruments measure the ground's movement with incredible precision. Even the slightest tremor can be detected and recorded, providing scientists with a wealth of data to analyze. By studying this data, scientists can learn about the strength and location of an earthquake. They can also identify patterns in the data that might indicate an increased risk of future earthquakes. They also study the history of earthquakes along a fault line. By examining records of past earthquakes, scientists can identify trends and patterns that might help predict future events. They look for patterns and cycles in the data. For example, some fault lines might experience earthquakes at regular intervals, while others might be more unpredictable. This information helps them estimate the probability of future events. By understanding the likelihood of an earthquake occurring in a particular area, scientists can help communities prepare and reduce the risk of damage and loss of life. While not perfect, these methods give us valuable insights into the potential for future earthquakes. By combining data from multiple sources and using advanced modeling techniques, scientists are continually improving their ability to predict these unpredictable events. The goal is to provide as much warning as possible, giving people the time they need to take action and stay safe. Section 6. Echoes of the Past. Learning from California's seismic history. California has a long history of earthquakes. These seismic events have shaped the state's landscape and its approach to disaster preparedness. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake is a stark reminder of the destructive power of these events. This catastrophic quake struck on the morning of April 18, 1906, and remains one of the most significant earthquakes in the history of the United States. It had a magnitude of 7.9. The sheer force of this earthquake was felt from southern Oregon to Los Angeles and inland as far as central Nevada. It caused widespread fires and devastation. The fires that broke out in the aftermath of the quake burned for several days, destroying nearly 500 city blocks and leaving over 250,000 people homeless. The 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, while less powerful at a magnitude of 6.9, caused significant damage. This earthquake struck the San Francisco Bay Area on October 17, 1989, during a live broadcast of the World Series, bringing national attention to the event. It collapsed a section of the Bay Bridge. The collapse of the upper deck of the Bay Bridge was one of the most iconic images of the Loma Prieta earthquake, highlighting the vulnerability of even modern infrastructure. It highlighted the vulnerability of infrastructure to earthquakes. Buildings, highways, and bridges were severely damaged, underscoring the need for improved construction standards and retrofitting of older structures. These past events provide valuable lessons. Each earthquake teaches us more about the behavior of seismic waves and the response of different types of structures to these forces. They emphasize the importance of building codes. Modern building codes have been developed and continuously updated to ensure that new constructions can withstand the forces of an earthquake, minimizing damage and saving lives. They show the need for preparedness and disaster response planning. Earthquake drills, emergency response plans, and public education campaigns are crucial in ensuring that communities are ready to respond effectively when an earthquake strikes. By studying the past, we can better prepare for the future. Researchers and scientists analyze historical earthquake data to predict future seismic activity and develop strategies to mitigate the impact of these natural disasters. This ongoing research is vital in helping us understand the complexities of earthquakes and improve our resilience against